here in the basement of the Maritime Hotel in a nightclub called Hero. And part of a monthly party I throw called Degenerates, which is basically just a chance to get some really good DJs together and have fun and drink too much and stay up too late. I think one of the things that really defines dance music in 2007 is just how eclectic it is. You know, I mean, there was a period throughout in the early 90s especially where dance music became very compartmentalized and very genre specific. You know, you'd have someone who only listened to two-step or electro or drum and bass or whatever, and now it seems like everybody just kind of likes everything. You know, as long as it's a good track, it doesn't matter if it's fast or slow or what have you. People just seem to respond to nice music. I'm hesitant to say this, but it is, the album is sort of a concept record. Oof. And it hurts to say those words. The idea is it's sort of, the album's like a condensed night. I mean, the album's title is Last Night, and so it's, granted the album's only 55, 60 minutes long, but it's sort of an entire night condensed into these 60 minutes. I mean, the amazing thing about having an interesting or good night out is it's only a few hours, but it feels like a lifetime. You know, when it's 6 o'clock in the morning and 10 o'clock the following night seems like it was 100 years ago. You know, because so much has happened from 10 o'clock until 6 in the morning. I've got my studio here in my home, and almost every day I go in there and I work on music. And slowly, as I was working on this record, there were two records coming out of it. One that was very quiet and very subdued, and one that was more dance-oriented. And as the dance-oriented one started taking shape, I realized rather than just make it like a collection of random dance tracks, I did want to give it some sort of narrative arc or some sort of theme. Whether or not anyone else will ever pick up on that, I have no idea. But for me, it just represents going out in New York City, which, for better or worse, I spend a lot of time doing. For making a more electronic dance record, I could either try and make something very, very progressive, or I could actually make something that I really like. And in this case, I wanted to make a record that involved these sort of like musical idioms that I've always really loved. You know, whether it's more sort of like soulful disco or piano-driven rave anthems or quiet ambient music. I mean, these are genres that I've worked in a lot in the past. And one of the reasons that I've worked in these genres in the past is I really love them. You know, it's music that I care about and music that speaks to me. So rather than push myself too much stylistically, I just wanted to make a record that I really liked.
My head keeps turning, turning like Russian roulette. Thoughts are like bullets. I cannot do this, do this, do this, do this.
The song Alice started with a mistake. There's this effect that I have, it's like a distortion pedal, and I was playing a bass line through it, and there was something broken on the distortion pedal, and it made that weird feedback. So the song starts with this weird bass feedback, which is just a really happy mistake, because it was never supposed to sound like that. So I wrote the track, and then started sending it out to rappers, and I sent it to this rap crew in the UK called the 419 Crew. And they are Nigerian expats who now live in the UK. And so they wrote a bunch of stuff for it. And then I heard this rapper named Aynzil. I think he's originally from Jamaica, now he lives in the UK. He's got this amazing voice, and his approach to rapping is really quick and really intellectual. So I sent him the track, and he wrote these amazing vocals for it.
Psychosomatic, imagine having shadows speak to the saddest. Some mirrors cracking the shadows of walls extending. Having tea with Alice and Rabbit, I'm wondering where I put my chalice. Chemically, I'm in balance until I channel.
The collaboration with Moby came about through my A&R. And basically, the beat got sent through. I put it on the speakers and got writing. In my lyrics, I said I'm having tea with Alice and Rabbit. In other words, I'm the Mad Hatter. You know what I'm saying? So everybody knows who Alice is. a lot of the lyrics in my mind, these lyrics are gonna get chopped up. So I figured, you know, line for line, that sounds good, line for line, that sounds good. You can chop that up, use that. But it's nice enough that you use the whole thing, you know? It's just basically a state of mind that the track kind of, you know, pushed towards me.
It's turning like Russian roulette. Thoughts are like bullets, I cannot hold this.
I just did what, you know, I thought, and I guess he just did what he thought, but we've never actually spoken and said, yeah, that's how it goes. I ain't met the guy yet.
I say half of the times when I work with vocalists, they come here to my studio, and half the time when I work with vocalists, I never actually meet them. So Aynzil and the 419 crew, I'm sure they're wonderful people. I've only ever dealt with them via email.